Just recall yourself. Everything. Don't just here, there, this or that. Everything. Beyond narrow or wide. Can go beyond when you go. Not grasping both grasping and not grasping. It is beyond narrow and wide automatically. I have said it before, again and again. Keep recalling everything, everything. Not grasping both grasping and not grasping. Whatever you look at, wherever it is, not grasping both grasping and not grasping. So it release the release. Don't have to set up anything. Don't have to see, observe, or know. First, not grasping both grasping and not grasping right away. Everything, every direction. So it's sudden, it's immediate. In release the release, extinguish. You have knowing, seeing. You don't have to set up anything. Don't have to set your mind overlaying. Knowing, seeing. You suppressing them. Knowing, seeing. If you have intention overlaying, just cut both cut and not cut right away. So it's sudden in enlightening and cut for everything, and the ending for everything. That is too sudden. You waste your time having intention, set your mind. Overlaying, knowing and seeing is not immediate, it's not sudden when you have to set your mind. Don't have to focus on knowing, seeing and get stuck. Just cut right away. Cut both cut and not cut. Not grasping both grasping and not grasping. So it's all at once. Release the release, relax the relax. All at once. That is to be true to the essence of enlightenment. True to the essence of the ending, cut the cutting, relax the relaxing. For one another, for everything. 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 Don't focus one or two things at a time. Let it be all at once. Everything. Not grasping both grasping and not grasping. And that is when it is beyond all and everything, without limit. The word everything, it means not grasping both grasping and not grasping. From cut both cut and not cut, it means everything. That is everything. Everything is not to identify with everything. If it is stuck only with everything, still about identifying everything, it will create a huge amount of karma. So everything is from not grasping both grasping and not grasping. That is how you go beyond everything and become without limit, dissolving without limit, empty out without limit. Everything is from not grasping both grasping and not grasping. That is everything that is beyond everything. So you have to not grasping both grasping and not grasping. Everything, cut both cut and not cut right away with everything. That is it. And that is the emptiness already. The emptiness that dissolved, extinguished without a trace. That is the essence of enlightenment. That is to blessed with an ending. Cut both cut and not cut right away. Don't have to set anything. Don't have to know or see first. That is desire leading you to know, to see, creating steps. Everything is everything the way it is. Only you that identify one or two things at a time. All and everything is the way it is. We misleading ourselves to identify one or two things at a time. Limit ourselves to identify one or two things. That is when it is steps. So how to deal with that? That is just to cut right away. Cut both cut and not cut with everything. That is to enlighten for everything all at once. Just cut and enlighten for everything. Don't waste your time creating any steps, creating any moments. The one are deluded, inner is the one who are deluded with the knowing of indifference, of stillness. You cut right away. There wouldn't be any problem. So just cut with everything. And it won't have any problem about your mind, your thoughts. No problem with knowing, seeing. No problem at all. Just cut everything. Cut both cut and not cut. Don't have to identify with knowing, seeing. They are there. Just let them be. Let them be there in a way that not grasping, both grasping and not grasping together. And everything will have the essence of enlightenment, enlightened and enlightened for one another. Don't just cut and stuck with cut. Cut, not holding on to the cutting. So cut, it means not grasping, both grasping and not grasping. That is to cut in a way that you're not grasping on the cut. Cut that has no meaning. Cut that dissolves the cutting itself. Cut that ends in itself. Just cut. Not just walk in the walk and focus on the walking, that you are stuck only the walking. So keep away from me. If you walk like that, you can walk anywhere. Cut, both cut and not cut together with your walking. Enlighten with the walk. That's it. Not grasping, both grasping and not grasping with everything. Not to cut anything, just cut. It's not to cut anything. Cut, both cut and not cut. It isn't about cutting anything of anything. It is together with everything. So it extinguishes clearly. It will be clearer to extinguish all at once, all and everything. Just cut. Cut, both cut and not cut. And together with everything. It's not about to cut anything. If you're trying to cut anything, there will be a self, a desire to cut, trying to cut, and that will become a self-torture, a suffering. Cut, it means to cut the cutting itself, not to cut from anything. To let go is the same. Let go is not about let go of body, mind, but let go of the letting go itself. Not grasping, it isn't about trying to not grasp anything, but not grasping the non-grasping itself. Just cut. Not grasping, both grasping and not grasping. Constantly remind yourself, cut, not to drown, not to sink. Cut, both cut and not cut constantly until it's all the time automatically. And everything, not one or two things, everything, all cut. Cut, both cut and not cut, all the same, everything. Not to focus, not to specify, but everything. Everything cut. Cut, both cut and not cut, all the same, everything. Wherever it is, just cut, both cut and not cut. And that all, everything is balanced. Extinguish and empty out for one another, in balance. No differentiation, no discrimination. No struggle in your thought. There's trouble, difficulty in your thought because you still have focused, have intention, determination, identifying with things. So if you are be the essence, if you be the essence of enlightenment, it's shorter than short. All everything is shorter than short. Wherever it is, cut. Cut, both cut and not cut. That is shorter than short. That's the essence. Essence of enlightenment is no difficulty at all. Wherever it is, enlightened only. Enlightened for everything. Not to know for one another, but enlightened for one another. Wherever you are, only enlightened for everything. Doesn't matter how many people are together. It will be no difficulty, no trouble. If you know how to cut, if you know how to enlighten for one another, if all of you know how to cut for one another, there will be no trouble wherever you are. There's only trouble and difficulty when you don't cut, only when you don't